Hola, mi gente. Welcome to Kiss My Crafts. I hope you guys are doing well. I am back from Florida. I got back last Sunday. What date was that? I don't remember. The 16th. I was supposed to come back on the 12th, but my flight got canceled a couple of times. And so I opted just after the last cancellation just to come home on Sunday. And that went very smooth. I was happy for the extension. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed myself. I got a lot of much needed rest. I got catered to, cooked for, taken out. We didn't do a whole lot of stuff. I was in the house doing some cleaning, some arranging, looking at everything and what was there and what we needed, making mental lists. And I wanted to stay. I didn't want to come back here. But the road to retirement has started, and it's just a few more weeks. It's scary. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I have a lot of anxiety about it. I lose sleep over it. After the Thanksgiving holiday, I have an appointment with the pension people. So yeah, there was the second stop. After that, then I guess, you know, a couple more things and it's a done deal. Um, so I started trying to organize and pack. And the first I have packed 4 of those big moving bags full of yarn. One I gave away to a coworker's daughter, a young girl. She's like, I think 14, and she crochets all kinds of things. She crochets plushies, she crochets bags, tops, blankets, and she has her own little Etsy shop. If I remember to find, I'll ask her mom for the link if you want to check it out. She's very talented. So I sent her a big ass bag of yarn for plushies, and some other things, just because I have so much of it. And I have 3 of those bags full, and I haven't made a dent. So I'm a little worried that I got too much stuff. Diamond paintings, I haven't even started with that, but I have a plan of how I'm going to pack them and how I'm going to pack my whips. That's my biggest problem, is my whips. But I think I have it figured out. The diamond paintings that come in tubes, I am going to wrap whips around those and wrap it in that like saran type moving wrap. I bought 2 rolls of it. I'm going to try one and see how that goes. And if it works, then I can, pack those that way. I have enough tubes. I have stuff that I need to mail to people, and the time is flying. And now I have this head cold, which makes me feel like not doing anything. It just started in the middle of the week, scratchy throat, headache, like it's congestion. Now I'm coughing a little bit, and like the congestion does not want to move. So yeah, dealing with that. But anyway, I started emptying stuff out at work. I have a collection, or had a collection, of shot glasses that people would travel and bring me. I don't remember how that even started. Someone brought me a shot glass, and I put it on the edge of the cubicle wall. because I was too, I was against the wall, so I had this edge. And I put the first shot glass there, and then the second one, and then the third, and people just kept bringing me shot glasses, and it became a thing that I do is collect shot glasses. So I brought most of them home, wrapped them up in tissue, and brought them home along with whatever Funko Pop dolls I had there. I still have to bring more stuff home, and I still have more stuff to go through. There's 20 years of stuff at that desk, and there's 20 years of stuff here. A lot. Dad's room. I haven't been in Dad's room since June 1st, 2024, when he first went into the hospital, and I can't bring myself to go in there for some reason. In there, I do have stuff in there. I have yarn in there. I have Christmas ornaments in there. There's a closet, and there's a bin in there that has stuff. And of course, there's stuff that belonged to Dad. His bed is in there, bedding, that kind of stuff. I just can't bring myself to go in there. My brother is going to have to do it. Or when Jose comes, maybe he'll do it. I don't know. I'm not going to save any of it. I don't want the bedding. I don't want the mattress. I don't want the bed. There's a TV stand in there. I don't know if Jose has a need for it. He can have it. But if not, my brother, somebody take it, or I'll put it in the street. Somebody will grab it. I don't want to sell anything. I don't want to go through that. The furniture in here is super old. I'll let my brother have first dibs of whatever I don't want if he don't want. And I can't find anybody to come get it, whether it's Goodwill, put it out in the street. People in the neighborhood someone will get it. Someone will take it. I don't know about the living room furniture. I don't know what to do with that. It's big. It's old. It's older than my son. My mom bought it when I was pregnant with him. It's really well-made furniture. It would need reupholstering, but I don't know anyone that does that. I don't know what to do with it. Maybe call Goodwill, Salvation Army, 1-800-JUNK. I don't know. But it's got to go. But anyway, I'm talking too much. I'm feeling super chatty. Let me take a sip of my tea. I'm not drinking coffee. I'm drinking tea because it just makes my throat and chest feel better. So in Florida, I had this thing I did. I got up at 6:30 in the morning. Except on the weekends, even though we did get up early on the weekends, not as early because we dropped Mia off to school at 7:30, and then we'd go, if we had to pick up groceries or whatever, go back home, have coffee, and well, on the way to Jose would make coffee in the morning. Sometimes I did it, but most of the time he made the coffee. And when we got back home, I'd go to the lanai, and this was my coffee spot in the morning. And there's a variety of butterflies back there, squirrels. There were two squirrels that I noticed that would tramps around the trees, and sometimes they'd come onto the property. Most of the time, I would see them when I was like washing dishes or something from the kitchen window. And I love that window is there. I really do, because I peek out and look to see if the squirrels or anything is out there, because they've seen rabbits. Haven't seen a rabbit. I was hoping to, but I didn't. And then I would see the same squirrels, the same two squirrels over and over again. And I follow this lady on YouTube that feeds squirrels at her window, and it just fascinates me. I'm a little leery of them, but because I've heard stories, but I also seen people feed them and befriend them and have them as pets and shit. I don't want one as a pet, but I wouldn't mind setting up something in the back of that yard, all the way where the trees are, for the squirrels and the birds. There's wood. I've seen woodpeckers back there, blue jays, of course the squirrels, and a variety of butterflies. Amongst the sounds from, I guess, the cicadas or whatever that is, and dragonflies and bees and stuff like that. But I really enjoyed just looking at all that while I drank my coffee. Towards the end of my trip, I made friends with the squirrel. Throw up a little clip of him right here. I named him Benny. I don't have no idea if it's male or female, but I named him Benny. And something in me made me order some peanuts specifically for small animals like squirrels, chipmunks, rabbits. And they're raw peanuts in the shell, with nothing added. And so it's safe for them. And the first day I got them, I went to the back and I put some on the edge of the wooden 2x4 fence that's back there. And so I could see them from the house. And then I threw some randomly into the trees. And in front of the wooden 2x4 fence. And the next day they were gone. Or that evening I noticed they were gone. So the next morning I went out there and I started making like this clicking sound. And I threw some peanuts. And wouldn't you know it, one of them came down the tree. And he looked for the peanuts. He collected them and he buried them. And then he followed me to the house. I got a little freaked out and I got inside the lanai and closed the door. But he came all the way up to the door. He even tried to get in. And I was like, nope, nope, nope. That was the first time. He did it the second time when Mia was with me on the lanai. And if you remember, I did put a video for you guys to see all the different butterflies I was able to get on camera, the squirrel, and what else? Just my spot, my coffee spot. So I made a video for the members for that. So if you remember, go see it, go check it out. So I didn't want to come back. But while I was there, I developed an obsession. If you've seen my last video, oh my goodness, how long have I been talking? Oh, it's only been 12 minutes. Okay, before I get into my next obsession, in my last video where I showed this diamond painting, I talked about not liking the originals with these opal glow pearls. I said I might take these off and people agreed with me in the comments. So I haven't done it yet, but I put this back on my table because I may or may not work on it. I have a lot of stuff that I need to do from here to the end of the year. And I don't know why I procrastinated. I should have started a long time ago if this was my plan. But of course, the procrastinator in me thought, oh, I got plenty of time, but I have no time. So I started already. I got my coloring books and my coloring supplies. Most of my coloring supplies and coloring books are packed. I still got a little bit more to do. So those are in the coloring supplies were all able to fit in one bin. I do have something coming that's arriving Tuesday, and it's alcohol markers. And that ties into my latest obsession. So if you saw my last video where I talked about my diamond painting confession, which was starting this Feel Look haunted house, which I got this part done. I love working on it. It's beautiful. I did do some enhancing, which I'll talk about when I'm done. And I think I talked about in my last video. Something fell. I'll get it eventually. So yeah, I still need to take these off, which is gonna be a drag, but I'll probably do it while I'm watching something and have, just mindlessly pull these off and then make all of the moon with the opal pearl glow glass or whatever they're called. They're beautiful. I've put a lot of stuff away. I got my beading my beading pen supplies and accessories, everything also packed. 3 bags of yarn. I still have a lot of yarn to pack, but I want to work on this room first because there's 2 bins that I have in here full of stuff that I have not looked at since I moved here in 2014. I know there's pictures in there, but the other stuff, I don't know I don't even remember most of what's in there. And it's probably stuff I don't need that I can get rid of. If it's a good item that's still usable, I'll put it outside in a box. People will take it. I have put a clothes out there. I have put yarn out there. I have put books out there and people take them. So they don't go to waste. Because I hate throwing things that are still usable out, but I know I'm not ever going to use them again. So where was I? So that's that with this. So while I was in Florida, I had no craft to do. And I had some yarn that I left there and I found it, but I didn't have any hooks and I wasn't really in a crochet mood because the yarn that I had there, I really wasn't sure was enough to make what I would want to make with it because there weren't full skeins. So I got on Amazon, and because before I left, I was coloring in one of my Kirby Rosanna's books, which I did put away, with my Neocolor tools, which I need to put away. I got left with the craving to color some more. And there's this craze that I heard about through YouTube, but I think it started on TikTok, called cozy coloring. So and these cozy coloring books, most of the people that are showing them on YouTube use alcohol markers in them. So I ordered a small set of alcohol markers and I ordered a couple of books. Something that Mia and I can do. And also I ordered some pony beads. Oh, I put them away so I can't show you. Oh, but I can show you what Mia made me. Pony beads are used in friendship bracelets, but there's this thing now called candy bracelets. Candy with a K and an I, Kandi. And I had gotten Mia pony beads before, and I didn't realize she taught herself or learned how to make these candy bracelets. So I ordered candy bracelets. So her and I colored. We also made bracelets together. We learned how to make these flower bracelets, which this is one of the ones she made me. Okay, very beautiful. My favorite color, which appears that it's her favorite color as well now. She's growing up. She's matured so much. She no longer believes in unicorns, thanks to Google. She no longer believes in unicorns, Santa, stuff like that. And it's it's sad and exciting, bittersweet, because she's grown up. And she also made me this one, which I love. Now, I saw that she made a double strand one, and I was amazed because I didn't know, I didn't teach her that. She learned that on her own. So she made me these two. Before I left, she gifted them to me, which was really sweet. So we did that. We did some coloring. So, of course, once I get obsessed with something, I want it all. I want it all. And because I know a little bit about coloring in the past, I have a lot of coloring supplies. I thought these books would be fun and cute to color with Mia, and she would enjoy them. And it's called Cozy Coloring. And there's different artists that put out books, but they're very similar. They're all very similar. And you'd think that it's the same artist, but I think this might have been the one to put it on the map. Coco Wyo. I might be wrong because there's another one that I've heard people say put cozy coloring on the map, which is, I don't know if it's a person or a company called Bobby Goods. I don't have anything from them. but I do have a couple of the Coco Wyo. I bought a few. I brought some home, and I left some for Mia. I bought a small set of markers, and it wasn't enough colors, so we ended up getting a 120 set from a company called Nicety, Nicety, and they were very nice markers. But I left them for Mia. So I also ordered other coloring books that I received here and there that I brought home. So this was one of the ones that I ordered after the fact, which is called Cozy Friends. And it's just a lot of simple coloring, different animals doing human things. And it's very cute and it's a lot of fun to color. And me and I did some pages, and I'll show you in the books. This is Coco Wyo. This is a company that I heard about on a YouTube channel called Berry Coloring, which is a dupe of the Berry Goods coloring books. Now, I looked up the Berry Goods. They have a website, and their coloring books are pretty much like this, and they're like $22. And they seem to sell out quickly, and they seem to be very popular, and they're very cute, but they're $22. I think the paper is nice and thick. But because they're one-sided, I would use cardstock to put in between the pages, so to protect the next page. So even though I am a paper snob, I'm a paper snob for the more higher end coloring books that are more difficult to color or have more detail. But I didn't think I would be so obsessed. I did not. These coloring books are freaking adorable. And yeah, the paper's thin. When you could see through it, I don't know if you could. When you could see through it, it's pretty thin. But they are a lot of fun to color. Now, on the YouTube videos, people get fancy. As you can see, they do a lot of shading. There's techniques. There's books on different techniques, which I did get one, and I'll show you. And different, like I said, different artists. These are books by Vivi Tinta. As you can see, very similar. This one's spiral. I really like the spiral books, and I found these spiral books for $9.99. All of these are $10 or less. And again, lots of cutesy animals doing human things. This is Sweetheart, and it shows couples doing their thing, and it also shows families, and it's a diverse families because you have families with a child, right? You have one parent with two kids. See, you got parents with one kid. You got a parent with two kids. This could be a grandparent. This could be a single parent. You know, they just include all types of families in here. And it's very cute. Then we have Fuzzy Tales by the same artist called Vivi Tinta. Also with the spiral binding, which makes it easy to lay flat. Okay. And that's what I like about it. And the paper in these are not that bad. They're kind of thick. I like it. It's very, very smooth. It has no tooth whatsoever. So I don't know how pencils would be in this, but I don't plan to use pencils in this. Maybe over as I learn more techniques, as I love learning coloring techniques, and I used to know so many. I can blend pencils, I can do all that stuff. I use my white pencils for highlighting and blending. I know a lot of techniques, which I'm a little rusty on because it's been a while. But alcohol markers is a totally different thing for me, even though I have a couple of sets. I just never I felt intimidated using them because the first time I tried, the ink spread all over. I went over the line and I got scared and I left it alone. I'm not scared anymore. So this is Fuzzy Tales, and I think it's just imitating certain fairy tales. Like obviously, this is Aladdin. Not sure. Maybe The Wizard of Oz. I don't know. It's a few Halloween themed. This has some treats in it. Candyland. I don't know. I don't know. But they're cute. They're cute. And as you can see, they're all similar styles. Now, this is another one by Vivi Tinta, which I have not opened yet. And it has extra stuff and it has a tweezer. And I think this is a pack of stickers and you make a scene because it says here, let's create something adorable together. I didn't know this was going to come with this. And this is their one of their fuzzy, what they call fuzzy. So it's called fuzzy, and I think it's pronounced Huga. Huga. It's not Hidge. It's Huga. I think it's Huga. Fuzzy Huga. And not sure. I think it's a Swedish word. But this is called Fuzzy Huga. Super cute coloring book. Again, cute animals doing human things. But what this came with was a little thank you note. Very cute touch. Thank you for so much for supporting this little coloring book. I hope it brings you calm moments, soft smiles, and little bursts of imagination. With all my heart, Vivi Tinta. That is so sweet. And then these are stickers. Okay, yeah, and you have a tweezer to pull the stickers apart, and then you're gonna make a room scene. Peel carefully, use tweezers to gently lift each sticker off the sheet. Work back to front. Start with the background pieces first, then add the front details. Press it down, press each sticker with your tweezer to make sure it stays put. How cute. Let's see. Excuse the nail. I use gel nail polish and it's such a pain in the ass to take off. I don't have the patience. To do the soaking. Okay, let's see. All right, so here you got a living room and you have a bedroom room. And then you have 2 sets of stickers, and these are vinyl. Oh my God, this is so cute. I love it. What a nice gift. I think I need all her books. I love it. And you got a sample of how you can make it look. Or you can do your own thing. This is so cute. I don't know if all of them are going to come like that because I've seen people do flip throughs and I didn't see them get this. I'm going to have to do a search of this particular book and see. Because not that they sending it to me because I'm special. That's a nice added touch. And then you have a pink bent tweezer so you can lift all the stickers. I love it. That is fun. That is so much fun. It's like color forms. Do you remember color forms back in the day? I used to love color forms. So this is the Fuzzy Huga. I don't know how to say it exactly, but I think I'm kind of close. And again, it's cute animals doing human things. Very, very adorable. I love it. I love it. And I have a small set of markers here. It's not enough. They were gifted to me. I do have brush markers that I could use, but I want to do the alcohol markers. So I did order a set of Ohuhu markers, which seem to be the thing to use. And I have experienced Ohuhu before, and I think I'm going to wait till they get here and add a clip of the unboxing to this video before I end this video, because I still have a little bit more to show you, and we're 30 minutes in. So yeah, I'm loving this, and I know I got a lot, but I'll show you what Mia and I colored. So while I was there, I did order a 120 set, which was a lot of fun to use, by a company called Nicety, and I like to highlight stuff. So I got my favorite white Jelly Roll gel pens, which give you a nice opaque white line, highlight, whatever you want to use it for. This one comes in 3 different tip sizes. I mostly use the 1.0. Other people call it the 10, the 08, the 05, but I mostly been using this one. And then this is, since I didn't have it over there, I did bring them back. I didn't leave them for me. I left me the two sets of markers and quite a few coloring books. She has gel pens, and she, I believe, has pencils. I also love this Wink of Stella. This is a brush marker that gives a clear glitter effect. Let me see if I could get it on here. I've loved these, and I've used them for years. Anytime I've colored, best assured, this is going to be on the page. So, do you see that glitter? It's clear. They also come in colors, and I do have colors somewhere packed. Wait, it's not showing anymore. But I absolutely love the micro glitter effect that this gives. And the clear is my favorite. So I'll use this to sparkle up something on the page. These micron pens, I got them after I came back. These are good for outlining things you need to outline. Maybe you need to add something on the page, which I follow some tutorials, and they do their own personal touches, and they show you how they add extra clouds or extra bricks on the background, stuff like that. And these are good because the ink doesn't smudge. They're archival inks, and they don't smudge. So you can go over it with the marker, and the black's not going to bleed. They also do come in different colors, but I only wanted the black. And I ordered, which I didn't really need to, but while I was in Florida, I like to use glitter gel pens in my pages. So I ordered a set of my favorite type of gel pen, which is by Sakura, the Jelly Roll Stardust. These are their glitter pens. I really love their glitter pens. And use them a lot in my pages. I have the whole set, but it's also packed. I have a whole set, but I didn't have them in Florida. And these were like $12, which was not a bad price. But I did bring them home with me. Shh. All right, so this was some of the books I got while I was in Florida. Let's put these over here. Let me take a sip of my tea. This is Cozy Japan by Jade Summer. Jade Summer has been around for a long time. I don't think I've ever had bought a book by this artist before, but she has a large amount of books. One of the series being cozy coloring books. So I love cherry blossoms. I love the Japanese traditional clothing and architecture architecture of Japan. I always loved it. And when I saw this book, I had to get it. Um, and I did color something in here. I followed a tutorial. I don't remember whose tutorial. I've been following so many different cozy colorists. Um, This wasn't the first book I colored in. I'll show you the first book. The first page I colored is just, there's no highlighting, there's no shading, there's a little highlight that I messed up the water with, but it's okay. That was my first coloring. It's pretty flat, but that's okay. So this is the first one, and this was following a tutorial. I'll link it down below if I remember to find it. I do love it. The only thing I didn't love was I wish the bamboo I had a lighter green. I didn't, and because I was using the smaller set and I didn't have a very light green. But I'm still happy with how it came out. The background, the blending in the background, because I used I think it was three different oranges. So I was happy with that. I was happy with the grass and the little chickies and the butterflies and um the panda itself. So that was I think the only one I colored in here. Yeah. This is one of my favorites called Girl Moments. And I happened to come across a spiral edition and it was $9.99. Now, if you look up Girl Moments and you get the paperback version, the regular coloring book style, like this binding, you'll see that style and you'll see the spiral one. I believe the spiral's on the side and it's a different publisher. And they can run from anywhere between $22 and $35. And I didn't understand that because I paid $9.99. Then I realized it's different publishers. Is the quality different? I don't know because I'm not going to buy the other one. These are sold at $9.99. I'll link it down below in case you're interested. And the pages are nice. So there's three different versions of this book by two different publishers. Okay, so this one is let's see. This is by Willer Works, and it's Coco Wyo, and it was printed, says August 2025. And this is just different scenes with different girls doing different things, having girl moments. And Mia and I both colored in it. Wait till you see Mia's. I was amazed at how much her coloring has come. How much she's how many hi, sorry. How good her coloring has come. Has gotten. So each book does have like the social media stuff. Here they tell you different show you different types of patterns that you can create on solid backgrounds and like wallpapers and even on clothes and stuff like that. But there's a lot of tutorials and there's also books that show you how to do that. In the beginning pages, they're two-sided, but when you get to the coloring pages, they are one-sided. A book belongs to page, a test page, and then you have your coloring pages. So I think it was in here that I did the first. Was it in here? This still is not my first coloring page, the one that we're going to come across now. This is not the first one. But I am happy with how this came out. I did add the Wink of Stella. This is by Kuretake, the Kuretake company. I like their products. I like their water brush pens, which I do. That was my first water brush pen that I ever got, and I still have it. But I like their products, and they do a lot of different things. They also do watercolors, a lot of different products like this, and a lot of different watercolor brushes, a lot of different things. So I did add it to the leaves. Look how pretty that is. I added it to the doorknob, to her barrette, to the kitty heads on her sweatshirt. I did patterns on the cats. I did some shading, some highlights. I also put some of that Wink of Stella on those flowers. This one is supposed to resemble Vivian's cat that she lost recently, Marshmallow. I know that Marshmallow was mostly white with some black spots. So that one is Marshmallow. There's one that kind of looks like Miranda's cats and one of Christopher's cats and one of Mindy's. And I just wanted to do a variety of cats. And I'm very happy with how this came out. Very pretty. And I didn't follow a tutorial. I did this one on my own, which I'm very surprised at because I usually don't have the creativity to pick out colors. Okay. Oh, here's the first one that I did. I did no highlights. Well, at first I didn't do any highlights, but then after I saw Mia's coloring, she's the one that inspired me to do highlights in these alcohol marker cozy coloring pages. So I came back and I tried to do some, which that kind of sucks. I did that with the white gel pens. And I also first did glitter, but I don't know, it didn't go well over the marker. It kind of bunched. I don't know, it just didn't give me a good texture. So then I went over it with the how come you can't see it? With the Wink of Stella. It's hard to show here. Oh, here we go. Look at that. Very pretty. I should have done the sun as well. I did the flowers with the Wink of Stella. I'm telling you, I love that Wink of Stella. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it in a pack of one. You can get in packs of three. You can get the clear, the silver, the gold, or you can get it in colors, and you can get it in black as well. And I have black and some colors somewhere. And I did some highlights, but this one is the very first one that I did. And then this one, I followed a tutorial. I absolutely love how this came out. Now they have a way to make things look sparkly without using any type of glitter or gel pen, any type of glitter pen. And they do it with different colors of the same, different shades of the same color, and then topping it off with white. I chose not to do it that way. I used a glitter gel pen and just did the glitter on the edge of her skirt and the edge of the bodice and on the arm bands and on the hair decoration. Looks like wings. And then this was part of the tutorial, which I love. This part didn't come out quite how they did it, but I don't care. It's fine. I did do a little highlighting, a little shading, and I really, really love how this came out. I wish that my blending would be better, but I think I did the best. Like that one came out pretty good. Some of it did come out good, but then some of it you see it looks kind of harsh, but that's okay. It's marker, and alcohol marker dries fast, so you got to work fast at it. But I'm very happy with how this came out. The next ones, the books I left over there, Mia did color in, so I can't show you. But I think I have pictures, and that's what I'll do. I'll show you pictures. Okay, so this is one of her colorings, which I think came out absolutely fabulous. She did the shading. I love the colors that she chose. She did so well. I was so surprised and proud of how she did the coloring. This wasn't the first one she did. I think the first one was in the Spooky Cutie book that I left there, which was another Coco Wild Halloween themed book. This might, no, I think there's one more. Yeah, there's one more in here. I absolutely love how this came out. So another one that Mia did. I loved her shading. I love the colors that she chose. Absolutely beautiful. So proud of her. And then we use this as a blotter. These spiral Coco Wild books came with stickers that you can color. But we used this side to put in between the pages. I left the other ones over there for her. And I also left her some cardstock. Okay. This is another one that I got, and it shows you different ways to do patterns. Because a lot of times you get little animals just like that. You get backgrounds that are plain. You get items, objects that are plain, and then you can put a pattern on them. And this is just a book on how to do different patterns. And there are several different artists that put out these books. Coco Wild is one. I can't recall the name of the other one, but there's one that's been putting out how-to books for a long time. And the first series of books that she put out were for pencils. And she recently, well, I don't know how recently, but I recently heard about one that she did for markers, which I want. Those are a little bit more in depth and a little bit more intermediate, I think. But I do want it eventually. So I did get this, and I did see you get stuff like this, and this book will show you how to fill in blank spaces. Even what you want to put a design on the clothes, on the animal itself, on the background. Here you can do designs on clothing, on butterflies. So they show you different things. It's got a table of contents. Their social media information. Here's the table of contents, and then it starts talking. It gives you tips and tricks, step-by-step tips and tricks on how to do different designs for different backgrounds. You have a plain shirt, tells you how to do a base, a design, all different types of designs. Here is what I tried. Now, with the brush markers, I couldn't do a good circle. I needed a harder nib, and I don't like the chisel nib. So the Ohuhu markers that are coming are dual tipped, and they have a brush marker, which that's how I love to use for coloring. And then they have the fine nib, and it's going to be a little harder, and I'm going to be able to make nice straight thinner lines, but it's not so bad, not so bad. This is what the final result is supposed to be. So they tell you how to start, they give you suggestions on colors, your base. Here's your next step, here's your next step, here's the last step. You got a spot for the color to put the colors that you use, and this is my final product. As you can see, my circles weren't perfect because I have not mastered the brush marker to do stuff like that. And also to make these bows. It shows you step by step how to get that background. And I did it here, but my bows did come out too good. But it was fun. So once I get I will try other patterns once I get the fine nibs. In order to get these lines like that, I do need that fine nib. And you get different patterns on each page that you can do and practice on. They give you pages in the back to practice on. You can first try it here and then try it on the coloring page. They also give you all these different examples that you can try, different styles of background. You got practice pages. Here they give you a sample of how it should come out, and then you got a blank one that you could try it on. So I really like this book. Then I came across monochrome coloring books. Say what? And it's a monochrome coloring book. So you have these pages where some parts are marked with an X, and they tell you to use a black marker, black pen, or black gel pen to fill in the areas that are marked with an X. And then it comes out like this, which is pretty cool. So if you don't have a lot of imagination or a lot of creativity, you feel intimidated by choosing colors, you feel intimidating by coloring in other regular type of coloring books, this is mindless. One color. And you fill in whatever has an X, and you'll have this. And it's fun. And you can watch a movie, watch TV, listen to music. You don't have to concentrate too much. Just fill in the X's, the areas with the X's, and you will have a nice monochrome picture. And anyone can do it. However, I tried with the brush marker. Some parts are very, very thin. And so it wasn't the neatest experience for me. I need the nib. I need the fine nib. And you have a test page here. This is what I did. And I enjoyed it. But I have an idea that I don't just want to stay to doing it in black. I want to do different colors. I really do. Because that's just where my mind takes me. Like, you have flowers, you have books, do the books in one color, do the flowers in another. I think that would look cool. Here's a window with a cat laying on it. I love this type of window that has a little seating area, a little bench with some cushioning and pillows that you could sit here and read, or your cat can hang out in, or even your puppy or any fur baby, or yourself, with some pretty curtains, and the sun rays are coming through. So I would want to color that for the sun and the cat differently, and color each part how it's supposed to be colored. And I think that would be fun. And maybe I'll do this as a Try It Tuesday. And finally, I bought a little marker pad with blank pages just to test out different color combinations. So this will last me a long time. So yeah, mi gente, that's my newest obsession. Stay tuned because I will be unboxing the Ohuhu Markers set of 216. Did I have to get to 216? Yeah. At least I didn't get the 320 set. Ohuhu, I'm not sponsored by them, is having a Black Friday sale. And it started in October, actually. Or maybe it was the beginning of November. And it's running through December 16th. So it is cheaper than getting it on Amazon, and you get free shipping. So once I get those, they'll be unboxed, and that'll be the next segment. So for now, take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Before I get into showing you the markers, I wanted to come back on here and talk about something and show you something that I meant to during the video while I was really feeling chatty, and just totally forgot. But since I've created my YouTube channel, I have made quite a few very, very dear friends. And one of them being this amazing woman named Linda. Linda has become a very dear friend. She's just very sweet, very generous, and just a kind soul who I have come to love as a dear friend and YouTube sibling, as I call it. Um, and she has made me, well, she has sent me yarn. She has made me a blanket as a gift before, and I love that blanket, and I cannot wait because that blanket is going on my reader chair, because I plan to have a little reading corner in my craft room, my future craft room. So, Linda wanted to give me something for as a wedding gift. And because I'm not sure exactly when I'm getting married and how I'm getting married, because I really don't want to have a big wedding, I'd rather invest that money spent on in a house, something that's ours, rather than continue to rent. Because right now we're renting. So she wanted to make me a wedding gift, and she did. She made me this wedding gift. She completed it and she sent it to me while I was there. She also made Mia a beautiful pink and white blanket, and that Mia loved. And I don't recall if I took a picture of it. I think I forgot. I don't remember taking a picture. But anyway, she made me this amazing throw that has Swedish embroidery that she did on it. Now, I don't know anything about Swedish embroidery, but this throw is made on the Swedish embroidery is on a monk's cloth that is from India and dyed in the US. So here is a picture of it on one of my living room chairs. It's just gorgeous. So I had an idea because it looks so nice against the brown of the living room furniture. I decided I wanted this throw on the back of the sofa, and I wanted to theme the curtains and some throw pillows with the colors on the throw. So this is what I ended up with. These are the curtains that I got and the throw pillows with the throw on the back of the sofa. It's not used much, the sofa, so I'm sure it'll stay safe until I get there. But I think eventually I was gonna put it in my craft room, but I think it looks so nice here. So this is what it looks like. I love the teal with the brown, and the throw is not brown. It's a like a maroon, a dark maroon, but it looks really nice against the brown. So yeah, that's what part of my living room looks like. Here's part of the. I didn't take a whole lot of pictures because there's still stuff that needs to be put away. But here's the kitchen or part of the kitchen. Um, and here's Jose cooking. But yeah, I wanted to share that. Thank you, Linda, so much. Linda's amazing. She has become such a dear friend. Um, and I worship and value and cherish the things that she made for me. And I thank you so much, girlfriend. So anyway, next segment will be the Ohuhu Markers. This video is gonna be long enough. I hope you're still here. All right, so stay tuned, mi gente. Okay, mi gente, I am back and the markers have arrived. They actually arrived yesterday. They got here a day earlier than expected, or than what they said it would get here, which is fabulous. Um, I have them on my lap. They're pretty heavy. I already I already touched them, felt them, swatched them. I couldn't wait. But I love them. It's so pretty. Now, I have a problem because I bought this Lazy Susan caddy thing, and it claims to be able to fit 240 markers. No, they did not fit. I still had markers left over. I arranged them by color and put them in the caddy, and found at towards the end that they were not all gonna fit. So I put them back in this case, and now in one of the sections I have extra room, and it's getting on my nerves. Wait, let me pull them. Here we go. I didn't have this room before when I first, wait, let me turn this on. When I first opened them, all the colors were all mixed. Everything looked nice and neat, but not arranged in any type of color order. So once I got them in the caddy, I had them in color order, and I think it was the gray ones. They were not fitting. And so I put them back in here. As you can see, these are reds, pinks, into the purples and blues, into the greens and yellows, into the oranges. And then here in this section are all the colors that I think would be good for different skin tones, except for the black and the colorless blender, which is a tool a lot of people use for different things. It's not really for blending the colors. Some people think it's for blending colors together. No, it's gonna take away color. So that there's videos on colorless blenders. I'm not an expert. That's about as much as I know. So they're so pretty. There's so many. This is the 216 set. This is the Honolulu Bee. And what that means is this is a newer series. Their original series was, I think it was called the Oahu series, and the body was oval rather than round like these are. And then they have the Honolulu Bee, the Honolulu, which is brush and chisel, Honolulu Bee, which is brush and fine point, which is what I have. Then they go from there, different series. They have a slender marker series. They have a plus series, which is more professional. The Honolulu series is more for beginners, as per their website. But yeah, I have more than enough colors, and I'm happy now. With the original set that I had here and the one I got in, the one I left behind, it had 120 colors. It was pretty good. It was pretty decent. But I like all the shades, all the shades. When you get into coloring, you no longer see red as red, blue is blue, green is green. You see the different shades that color can be called. And so I like all the colors. I kind of regret not getting the 320, but this is good for now. So this is what you get. You also get this blotter to put behind whatever you're coloring. It's like a vinyl plastic. I would not use this because the marker ink is not going to dry, and if you move this, let's say you have a coloring page and you have this underneath, and this is kind of small, so it's not going to fit underneath the whole page, so you gotta move it around. If you have wet mark on there, it's gonna transfer and it could come through your coloring page. So it's nice, thank you. I would probably use this to for my brush markers, to lay down color and pick it up from there. I would do that. And my Neo Color tools, that's what this is good for, that to lay down color and pick it up with a brush. They give you a pamphlet, and in this pamphlet it gives you all the different types of markers that they offer, marker pads, storage. It also has, I think it's in German. They have different languages. Yeah, they have the question and answers and a lot of the information in different languages. But they show all the products that they have. Here's one of their series. This is a white pen, a really big white pen for big marker big, paintings. Here's the another series. I think this is the one that's slim, and it has a slim broad tip, and it's longer, sharper, and softer than a normal chisel tip. Okay, and then there are all the colors for that series. The Honolulu Plus and the colors for that. I think that's kind of new. Honolulu S series. The Honolulu and Honolulu B series. These are all the colors that you can get. There's 363. I have all these colors up until here. I have all these. If I get the 104 set, then I'll have the 320. Then you have a gray set that comes in a pack of 36. There's a 36 count skin tone color. Then there's 2 different pastel sets. If you get them together, it's 96. So if you get all of them, then you have all 363 colors with some duplicates. So that comes in here. And then you have your swatch cards, which I already swatched them. It took a while. I started last night and I finished a little while ago. So you get 3 cards, and I like using these because sometimes the caps do not match exactly. In this, you'll have the exact color of the marker. And then you can also organize them by these swatches, which I'm not going to get it yet, but I do want a marker storage organizer for my desk. This will stay in here for now until I'm going to interrupt the video right here because I neglected to show you the nibs. Okay, so we have the brush nib. Okay. And then we have the fine tip nib, which is good. And I felt that I like better than the chisel to make fine lines, and you're not seeing anything. To make fine lines, because I have not mastered the brush tip. The brush tip, I haven't really mastered it to make like good circles. I can do a better circle with a fine nib than I can with the brush tip. And for certain details, I need the control of the harder nib. So, yeah. So I wanted to show you that. And I also wanted to really go over these these color swatches and show you the range of colors that we have here. I don't get how they organize them, because some of these supposed yellows look more brown to me, and I think they should be with the browns. We have cream, we got all the pinks and reds, some purple. Here, these look more like skin tone colors. Some more purples and pinks. Lots of pretty different shades of blues. and many, many greens. We have a lot of greens. And then we have all these neutrals that are nice skin colors and all the different grays. There's a lot of different grays. And of course, we have our black. So it has all the shades that I need to make my coloring fun. And mi gente, you don't need this big ass set. Seriously, you don't. A smaller set will do you fine. Should you want to try cozy coloring or any kind of coloring with alcohol markers, yeah, start with a small set because you might not like it, and then if you love it, then you can expand from there. And it doesn't have to be Ohuhu. I like Ohuhu because they are considered dupes to Copics, and Copics are like creme de la creme of alcohol markers. And I do have the skin tone, some of the skin tone colors in Copics, and I had Copics before. I was intimidated by them and I gave them away. So I'm happy to have this set. You know, I don't see it as over consumerism or whatever it is called now. It's what you prefer and what you can afford and what you want. And this is what I wanted. All right, so back to the video. Once I move, then it's on. Then I'm gonna get a nice big case because I do want to get the pastel sets and I want to get the skin tone set. I don't want to get the gray ones. I don't need them. Look at all the gray. I have lots and lots of grays here. These sets, I find these marker sets, no matter how big or small, you always have a lot of green and a lot of gray. I don't know why. Maybe because a lot of marker artists do landscapes. I'm not sure. I don't know. So yeah, here's my markers, and I did get. Oh, let me put this away. I did get a couple of coloring books because why not? Okay. Oh, and it has a handle, and it also has a long carry handle should you want to walk around with it. I don't think I'll keep that on there because I don't plan to walk around with it. All right. Okay. I got another Vivi Tinta book, which I really like, and it also came with some of those stickers like the other book came with. But this one has a donut shop. Is that not cute? Hold on, mi gente. I have a tickle in my throat, and I need to drink something. Okay, I'm better. It comes with, it's a donut shop. The other one was a bedroom and a living room. And this one is a donut shop and a living room. Yeah, a living room and a donut shop. I don't know if it's the same as the other one. I put it away, so I don't remember. But these are really, really cute. They're like color forms. I don't know if you can redo them, but like color forms, but that's what it reminds me of. And they include a pink tweezer. That's a nice added touch. They don't charge you extra for it. And then this is also a spiral binded coloring book, which I like because they lay flat. You don't have to force it flat. This one's called Fuzzy Friends. It has your belong to page. It has some information, all the socials, asking you to share your creations, a test color page, and then the adventure begins. And it's a bunch of cute animals. You have bears, cats, rabbits, foxes, dogs. You have little chicks, all hanging out together doing human things. Absolutely adorable. Here they are in the laundromat. Oh, I'm not going to miss this. I'm not going to miss going to the laundromat. I seriously am not. So, very cute, sweet images by Vivi Tinta. And then the other one, which is the second time I got this, because this is one I got while I was in Florida, and I left it for Mia. And I really, really love this one. So I got another copy for myself for here. So these are really cute Halloween pictures, and I've seen some really cool tutorials on how to make these ghosts transparent. Make them transparent. Really cool techniques. Easy and cool techniques. And then I am going to have to finish a page that I started. This is in the other Vivi Tinta book, Fuzzy Huga? Huga? I don't know. So I got the sky, the butterflies, the windmill, and the clouds left to tell. Isn't that cute? I love how his shirt came out. I love her hat and her little top. Very cute. And those are little added details that I followed because I followed a colorist doing this. I kind of went with my own thing on the grass because what they did was a little too expert for me. And I also did my own thing in the back mountains. I tried to follow kind of the same colors they use, but I was working with limited colors. I didn't have the Ohuhus yet. I had the little 48 pack that, just didn't have all the shades of the colors that I needed. So anyway, this is what I'm working on. I'll be finished with this tonight. And this is it, mi gente. If you're still here, thank you so much. You rock and you're awesome. I appreciate you so much. And you know what to do. Until my next video, take care of yourselves, be safe, and besos.